ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Alright, so hello everybody and welcome to Getting Wrecked and Darkest Dungeon. So now we have the Crimson Court DLC. So Darkest Dungeon was the first game, I think, that I recorded way back when, and it's a really good game. And now we have a DLC for it. I haven't really tried out anything, it's just been released, so I would say we will just jump in. And here's my old playthrough, 137 weeks, no torches run. This time around we will play with torches. We will create a new letter here. We will activate Crimson Court districts. So Crimson Court, a new region, new quests, monsters, bosses, treasures and storylines. And you can build districts. And you got a new hero class, a flagellant. Sounds good. And this is new from what I played before. You can choose Radiant, which is some kind of easier version. Darkest, which is your original settings, and then you have Blood Moon, where you have a hero, death limit, and a time limit. Blood Moon is Stygian plus Crimson Court. So I will go with Darkest. And we will have to rename this to something funny. I don't know. Crimson Court. Violet Slums can be our name. Go. And here we go. Second cinematic.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright, so one interesting thing is when I started playing this game the first time around, I didn't notice that the stagecoach actually crashed. But that's your tutorial, that you crash the stagecoach and you will go to the hamlet. Hamlet? Kind of strange. I mean, it's the darkest dungeon, it's a big mansion. So I'm going to leave the tutorials on because these first missions will be pretty important for anyone who hasn't played this game. So start out with Dismas and Reynold, you always do that. And you have your light levels here, 100%, which gives us bonus dodge, scouting and monster surprise. But we can lower the light level to get a more difficult challenge, but more loot.
Brigands
So
have
choose
run
the
up
next
these lanes.
next
Keep to the
road
side path.
or next room,
The hamlet is just ahead.
and then we walk forward. And here's our first
Dispatch
encounter.
this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of
So
your arrival.
it's a turn-based combat system, and positioning is really important. So this guy's in the front row, so he's easy to hit with melee attacks, but your range attacks like pistol shot will not be available. So this mouse can open up with open vein, which is a bleed attack. So
A singular
and we
strike.
crit. Okay, he got one-shotted, so well. People that says that this is a difficult game, they might be mistaken.
And driven into
I don't
the
know.
mud.
We got some loot, let's continue forward. We got what they call curios. So that's interactable objects. So we got some more
Leave
money.
nothing unchecked. There is
And
much
now
to
we
be
are
found in
at the
forgotten
next room,
places.
so let's go investigate that as well.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So here we have a brigand bloodletter in the front row and a fusilier in the back row. You can see resistances on the bottom right. And usually you want to focus the small guys instead of the tanks. But since our Crusader, you can see here that he likes to be in the front line and he likes to attack people in the front row. So I can't really focus the back guy with both my people, so I'm going to go for big dude in the front. Because he also had pretty nasty close range attack. Now Reynold, he has a different sets of skills here. He has Smite, bonus damage against Unholy. He has an AoE attack. You can see it targets both the two front rows with these icons here. So that's good AoE attack. And then we have a stunning blow, 100% chance to stun, but this guy has 50% stun resist, so we will have a 50-50 chance. And then he can also buff himself with Bulwark of Faith. Now we are just going to focus this guy down with Smite. But this attack that he does there, that can be super effective, just like in Pokemon. And he knocked our Crusader back, so now, well, it doesn't really matter too much. But this match is in front. But they are dodging like champs, so... And that's a bleed attack. And we've got some stress. So you can see that we have 2 hit point bars here. We have one red and one, well, transparent. And the transparent one is a stress. If we hit 100 stress, we will most likely get a negative debuff. So we need to do 1 more damage because he has 3 hit points left and he's bleeding for 2 hit points each turn. So we could either... Yeah, let's use tracking shot, that's a self buff.
For
prodigious size alone.
So
does
he
not
died, and this guy
dissuade the
got moved
sharpened
forward.
blade.
And that's really mostly because we were a bit lucky there, and he died from bleeding. And he only has rushed shots from the front row, which is a much weaker attack than the ones he had from the back row. Oh, there you go.
This expedition at least.
The first
promises
mission is
success.
complete. We could return to the hamlet, or we can continue adventuring. We're going to continue adventuring because we have a locked chest here. However, it says bandits trap chest here, and that's a tutorial's way of telling you that maybe you shouldn't interact with everything you see, because if we interact with this, we will get a blight debuff. Which doesn't matter because we're done here anyways. And we will get our hit points back at base. We got some quest rewards, we got some more heirlooms. These are used to upgrade buildings in your base. Money is used to upgrade your heroes. So that's kind of the deal. Trading heroes and expeditions, trading your base. We got a level 1 on both these guys. No new quirks though.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
So we are at the Violet Slums Estate. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to make a short introduction to the mechanics of this game. And we have our resources down here. We have money, we have these heirlooms, which is used to upgrade the different buildings here we have. And yeah, that's about it. Now, all of these are not open just yet, but the stagecoach is. Which is interesting because I thought we crashed the stagecoach. But let's go and check it out.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
I like the narrator. But anyways, I'm going to pour some Pepsi here while I'm thinking about this. So the stagecoach is where you recruit new heroes. Recruiting heroes will not cost you anything. So a common strategy in this game, and one of the reasons they added this death limit for heroes, for more hardcore mode, is the fact that people were just getting level 0 heroes and brought them on missions, and if they died, they died, but it was a way to get rewards from missions without risking anything. But that's kind of nerfed now, because, well, if you want to complete before a certain amount of weeks, and every mission is 1 week. So each week we get new heroes here, and we can have up to 9 right now. And we can upgrade either so we get extra available each week, or so we can have more in our roster at one time. And this is a change I made so we can get a chance to get higher level recruits as well later on when we upgrade. So one pretty good thing to upgrade first is the stagecoach network, I think. So using deeds and these things, quests, upgrade that so we will get 3
More arrive,
heroes
foolishly
next
seeking fortune and
month.
glory in this domain of the damned.
Let's bring these guys. Okay, here come the tips. So yeah, that's, I might have done it in the wrong order. I recruited them first, but
In time, you will know the tragic
Here we can watch
extent
different
of my failings.
missions. Here we can watch our fallen heroes.
Most will end up here, covered
Is he
in
laughing?
poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Well, anyways, it's not so much we can do here right now. We got our 2 new heroes. Did we get any items? Nope. Right, so we will just embark on our next mission.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So, Darkest Dungeon, that's where we are heading sooner or later, but that will require level 6 heroes, otherwise we're just screwed. And the courtyard is the new level for the DLC. So I'm not sure when they will open up. If it's really late game or if it's when we are finished with these guys. So I think usually you get ruins first and then Weald and the Warrens and then Cove. Maybe we'll get the courtyard after the Cove, maybe. Anyways, enough yapping. So we will make a party here. And this is, like I said, the usual suspects because this is the party you start with, more or less. And even if the Plague Doctor and the Vestal has different names than usual, or they seem to have random skills as well. While Dismas and Reynold are usually the same skill set, at least. So, we have a mission here. It's a short dungeon. It's level 1, explore 90% of the rooms. We will get a debuff charm. Which sounds pretty awful actually. But anyways, we can always sell it. And let's go and check the provisions.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Alright, so for your first short quest, try bringing at least 8 food and 4 torches. So let's bring 8 food and 4 torches. So if you bring more, it will cost you more money, and if you bring fewer, you might risk losing the expedition. You have to balance this. Shovels are pretty important. They're also pretty expensive. Bring a key. The first missions shouldn't be that difficult, and like I said, a common strategy would be to just, if your people die on level 1 or 0, that doesn't really matter. I like to bring at least some more food. We have a healer, so we don't really need that much food, maybe. Something like this might be good enough. And the holy water and the anti-venom, that's personal items from Reynold and the Plague Doctor. So there are different kind of bonuses from different types of heroes. So we have food, which you eat to get more hit points. You have shovels to break things or dig through obstacles. Anti-venom will remove light. Bandages against bleeding, of course. Medical herbs remove debuffs. Electron keys for secrets. Holy water increase resistances. Laudanum, I have no idea what this does. It's something new. Spring 1. And torches is for the light levels. I'm guessing this first mission is kind of easy, so maybe you could, I mean, I guess it's even easier than normal level 1 dungeons. So the Vestal is a healer and she likes to be in the back rows. She actually has a lot of these, so they have, is that 7 skills? But she only has 4 skills unlocked, but the most important one is this heal. We also have some ranged attacks, but yeah, you would like to keep her in the back. I could maybe switch these guys around, but the Plague Doctor can't use the melee attack from the back row. At the same time, does that really matter? I don't know, but we definitely want to have our Crusader in front here. And these guys start with some stress. I think that's because they are level 0 in a level 1 dungeon. Okay, so we got some more torches. And here we can see 70 light will give us extra stress. So we could light another torch by right clicking. I think that gives us 25, or we could press T to light the torches. My first fight seems to be pretty easy, 2 skeletons. And if I use open vein, these guys have 200% bleed resist, so that will not be very effective. However, my pistol shot does less damage but has higher chance to crit. I also have the grape shot blast, but that's a really low damage, but it's also an AoE. So what we could do is to say, well, we can just AoE them down because we have this zealous accusation with our whatever he's called, our Crusader as well, but I'm just going to focus firing them down. Now this is problem with having the Plague Doctor in the back, because I can only use Disorienting Blast. It's a stun, it might be working well. So I have a bit of an issue here with my setup, because both these guys wants to be in the 3rd row. So when we get critted, we get stress as well, and sometimes your friends will get stressed out as well from people getting critted. So we could either try to focus this guy down with some attacks, or we could heal. So you usually want to focus someone down and then start healing, so you have the time to catch up with the damage. So monsters killed with bleed, blight or crit will leave no corpses at all, but otherwise they will leave a corpse like this. So even if you kill all the frontliners, sometimes you will have a backliner here that's keep on sniping you with range attacks, while your Crusaders can't reach them. You can attack the corpses to destroy them if you want to.
Executed with impunity.
Now if you want to max min this, I would have just stunned that guy so I could heal his mass up.
How it must be carried home.
I think he's fine. We could give him some food if we really want to, but and here we go, we got an obstacle.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
If you don't have a shovel, you will lose hit points and stress by removing that by hand, and these guys got surprised. Now, in earlier versions, surprised enemies made them pass their turn, but now surprise means that they will act on this turn, but last. You can also see this small tick by the hit point bar to see how many actions they have remaining on this turn. So, the cultist acolyte, she's really good at making your guys freak out, so she's good at doing stress damage. We would like to either kill or stun her and focus her down. I think we will give this mass a heal. And our Crusader does extra damage against Unholy with the base attack. So he could almost guaranteed kill the Bone Rabble with one hit. That's kind of what you want to do. You want to focus or stun one target down. And if you can crowd control one guy, you want to kill another guy as quickly as possible. It's pretty important to kind of alpha strike. So she used an Eldritch Pull, so that's not a stress attack, it's a moving attack, it makes you move around. Now I could use this Disorienting Blast to try to make her go to the front. She should be less efficient from the front row. I think I have never seen one of those in the front row, because I usually tend to focus them down as quickly as possible. I'm going to leave her alive, maybe, and see if she has the time to do anything interesting. Fine, let's just move you forward. I think we just kill her.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
What I like with this game is that it's almost like you have
In Radiance, may we find victory.
multiple different resources. Because you have hit points, you also have the stress, that's kind of hit points. You also have your consumables. I really wonder what this is all about. You can't use it out of combat, so... Here we have a room battle with treasure. We have a curio on the way.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
I'm going to keep the light levels really high here. Stress is so expensive to remove. So when she lands that stress attack, not only did she give this much stress, she also lowered the light levels. That's a bit rude. I have a new cultist brawler in the front row here. They are pretty good at bleed attacks with those Wolverine claws. But this month we'll have to focus the witch down. We'll try to stun her forward. Not sure if that skeleton can do anything from back there. I hope not. Heal him up. We can just focus her down. Okay, he could just attack from the back row as well, so that was not really necessary. Now she has 5 hit points, and we can use Hellas Accusation to do 4 to 8. Show her the paperwork and kill her.
A faint hope blossoms.
Ay, ay, ay. There we got stress on our healer because we got critted there. And I have no bandages. That sucks. We can also crit with our heals. That lower the stress. And the Plague Doctor has Battlefield Medicine. That's a skill that will remove bleed and blight. But this Doctor doesn't have it. We could either go and stun the soldier, or we could start doing damage on the brawler.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
I'm pretty impressed that they can use that melee attack from back there. Here we go, now our Crusader is completely useless because of all these corpses. Oh yeah. Just destroy a corpse so this guy moves forward. As you can see, the Crusader is good at doing damage against Unholy, as long as it's on the front row, but completely useless against the back rows. He does have the Holy Lance attack, can hit the back rows, but otherwise he will just have to be off healing or something from the front row. Let's use a skeleton key for this guy.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly
The busts and deeds, these are upgrades for our town. Here we got a trap. We don't get any tutorial about this. We can see the trap disarming skill here. So the highwayman has the highest chance to disarm this trap. Okay, there it goes, disarming traps. Scouted traps will be visible, and then you can click on them to disarm them. And that will remove stress, so even if this man is the best at disarming them, if he doesn't have any stress, you might want to use someone else to try to disarm, if you want to lower their stress. Okay, we want to make that fight. How many torches do we have? 4, and we have 2 more rooms. Let's just go and do it. You check this out. Don't really want to move around too much, because you will just get more and more stress. Those guys are really dangerous, the Arbalest, because They have high crit chance and pretty high damage. Let's try to move him forward with this disorienting blast. Oh, got stunned at least. Let's see if we can do an AoE attack and then maybe our Crusader can deal with these yokers.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Or he will get killed himself. Might be a thing. But you don't get more experience by attacking these guys. Okay, so neither the AoE nor the one of these are a guaranteed kill. But there's a pretty good chance to kill one of these. So he was stunned. So when they have been stunned, they will get a stun resist bonus here. Now he's in the front row, now he will do much less damage. But he's not that weak, so I will actually focus him down before Bone Soldier anyways, I think. 8 hit points or 9 hit points. I think this must should have more dodge. Maybe. 10 dodge. And you had 7 dodge. Okay, it's because we have light. Fine. Interesting. Let's kill that. Now he has plus stun resist, so I don't really want to try to stun him again. Let's see if we can kill him before he gets the chance to act. Stunning Satchel, plus a 30% stun skill chance for Grave Robbers. So these will give us healing and stress relief if we use the Holy Fountain. And it will be even more effective if we use Holy Water, I think. It's pretty strong. That's why I want to have Holy Water in the ruins. So the different regions are going to want you to carry different types of items. In the ruins here you want to have Holy Water because of those fountains. I don't know what else you really want to bring. I guess some bandages. You don't want to bring people with bleed damage because you mostly fight skeletons. That's a lot of food, so we will just eat as much as we can. But you want to keep some food because sometimes you will get this event, hunger, where you can either choose to eat food and get hit points or starve and take damage and less damage. We will eat, get even more hit points. This should be the finished mission. Okay, so now we have to choose here if we want to continue moving down here because we have a room battle with treasure and we haven't got a full inventory, so I guess it might be a good idea to go there. It might be a bad idea because we might get more stress from that fight and just by moving there, but looks pretty fine. I don't know what this is. Yeah, not much I can do really. Well, that's a good start. Try to kill the Bone Courtier because he has press attacks. We also have a blinding gas, which is an AoE stun in the back rows. He resists the stun. either heal or try to land a judgment. It's pretty low chance to hit these guys though, they have so high dodge. How to heal. Which is not perfect, and you can stun the big dude, I think. Or maybe we want to try to kill the bone soldier. Problem is that this guy, the defender, can stun us, so it's pretty risky to leave him uncontrolled. I think this is the stun attack. Yeah, it was a move and a stun attack, but we resisted that. Right, I can say that this has not been worth this fight because we are getting so much stress on this. There he goes. I have to use the healer to kill him. I guess that's fine. Try to bring him forward with disoriented blast. I mean, the Crusader has a lot of hit points, but he is getting his ass kicked. He's throwing back my Iron Man. He must have pretty low chance to land a stun though. Either we try to kill the Arbalest, I guess should. The problem is that our Crusader can't hit him, but he can always stun the front row guy. Crowd control is the name of the game here. Well, it shouldn't be, because we should want to kill these guys as quickly as possible. Because hit points is not important, stress is important. And some blight back here. And maybe a judgment. He will die from the blight, so we can focus on the front row.
Slowly, gently. This is how a
There we
life
go.
is taken.
So we still have a key here, so let's use the key.
A fortune
Right.
waiting to be spent.
So one thing to note is that Reynold has kleptomaniac, so he might steal items, which sucks if he does. But otherwise they also have positive quirks and negative quirks. Let's see if we got some new ones on the mission. So we got that debuff charm, some gold, some heirlooms. So I think you will get different types of heirlooms in different areas. The ruins, I guess, are a lot of these busts. Crest, I think you get in any region. I really remember. So right now we got a new quirk, Nocturnal. -2 speed if torch is above 75, which I will most likely have all the time. But Crusaders are usually acting last anyways, so not a big deal. The Yips, -5% accuracy. That's pretty bad. Something I would like to remove.
The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Even if you can remove the negative quirks, they might get this skull, and then they will cost more to remove, and I don't know if you can remove them by events, or if they can only be removed in the sanitarium then. Anyways, week 2. The tavern has been unlocked and the abbey has been unlocked. Let's take a look before we end this episode.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So, the tavern, here you can use different things, well, to remove stress. But as you can see, it costs a lot of money, and so that's something you would only want to do with your high-level heroes, I guess, but I'm going to do it with my low-level heroes as well.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
So you can go to different types of activities, but some people will only accept one of them. So, and the more expensive ones will remove more stress. But they will remove about 50 stress at least, and we can upgrade this as well. So, let's check out the new heroes. Guerbrot, Seeker Man-at-Arms.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
And we have Boozley, the Seeker Hellion.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And Ormond, the Seeker Leper.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
So, we have 7 out of 9 here. We could upgrade so we get more each week, or we could increase the size of the roster. Now, since I kind of want to get the new heroes, I'm pretty new hero. I'm tempted to increase the number of heroes per week. But it's not the most important upgrade. Well, maybe it is. It's one of the most important ones, but you also want to upgrade other stuff to save money. So, for example, if I want to remove, like I only have one healer, Moonaville, so if she gets stressed out, I'm screwed right now. Well, you don't need a healer, but they are pretty useful. And also, if you use a gambling whore, for example, you can have certain events, like you might be losing money or something. So, while if you go to Abbey, maybe you will get some other negative or positive quirks. These guys used busts, so that's something we could at least get pretty easily. So we could send Munawil here. So let's upgrade it a little bit.
A little hope, however desperate, is never without worth.
So, but anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode. I know I've been talking a lot, but it's an introduction. In the next one I will try to just play more, and because I think most of you guys, if anyone, will actually watch this, I think most of you have a pretty good understanding of the game, so I'm not going to bother discussing it too much. I'm just going to go through my thoughts and roll with it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye!